This is 10 Eyewitness News with Hermione Kitson.
Schapelle Corby has just walked free from prison after spending more than 9 years behind bars. We'll get the latest from our reporters on the ground who witnessed the events as they unfolded. Thousands have spilled onto the streets, expressing their grief and gratitude for a man who has and will continue to inspire generations. The true scale of the devastation Super Typhoon Haiyan unleashed on the Philippines is beginning to emerge, with reports the death toll will exceed 10,000 people. Blazes continue to burn out of control and mass evacuations may be needed to prevent loss of life. And those evacuations have begun, with residents in the township of Bell told to get out now and head west. Also tonight, the headlines from home and overseas, including hundreds of Australian job losses as Caltex shuts down one of its biggest refineries. We speak exclusively to Men at Work's Colin Hay on why his song Down Under still matters 30 years on. This is a part of your Finding My Dance tour. How did that all come about, and have you found your dance yet?
No, I haven't quite, but I'm still looking.
Really? Do you come from a land down under?
Alex Greenwich from Australian Marriage Equality, which commissioned the poll, joins me now. The Tasmanian Premier is confident, if her legislation is passed through State Parliament, that it will survive a High Court challenge. How likely do you think this is?
Well, I think there will be a High Court challenge.
A part of that package is, of course, an increase in Australia's refugee intake. Is this an accusation that previously we haven't done enough?
Certainly, as someone who's worked in this field for a long time, I've always believed we could do more.
Your mama said you're lonely and that you don't get time no more.
You wrote this album in a shed in Byron Bay, is that correct? Did you feel like you needed a change of pace after the whirlwind of Wolfmother?
I don't want to be a saviour anymore.
Was it a healthy, productive break?
It's going to be very old very quickly.
And everyone's waiting.
In Jupiter, I'm 3 years old.
Well, I can go even better in Pluto.
You're very young in Uranus, though.
The Brady Punch. It's time to hear from the mum.
Good morning, Mighty.
Good morning, guys. How are you going?
Now, when did these our favourite royal couple arrive in Melbourne?
Well, the royal couple actually touched down about a half an hour ago in Melbourne, and they are due here at the Royal Children's Hospital any minute now. Hundreds of fans have been gathered here since early this morning to get a glimpse of Her Majesty. This is the first stop of the royal couple's whirlwind Melbourne tour, and I mean whirlwind, they're literally here for about 4 hours. Japan's worst ever earthquake is followed by an even greater horror. Melbourne joins a shocked world offering to help. Good evening and welcome to this special edition of 10 News.
And the quake tragedy that's devastated the New Zealand city of Christchurch.
The massive 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck at 9 minutes to 1 local time this afternoon. TV chef Ian Hewitson was in Christchurch when the quake struck. He joins us now from the devastated city. Ian, a very terrifying experience for everyone who was there. What's your account of what happened?
Well, it certainly was terrifying.
One by one, protesters were pounced on by police, dragged from their human chain and forcibly removed from Melbourne City Square, which descended into chaos. Out of patience, the riot squad broke its way through the crowd of defiant campaigners, hauling them out in horrific scenes. This is the beginning of the end of the tense standoff as police finally move in and break up the protesters' barricade. It used to be a bush paradise, but now Strathewen is nothing more than a ghost town. Blue police tape marks grisly finds at least 6 homes. Many others died in their cars as they made futile attempts to outrun the inferno.
When it came back up the hill, there is nothing that anybody could have done. It wouldn't have mattered if you had 1,000 tankers there.
On the last day of his Australian tour, Prince William hardly touched the tarmac before his motorcade journeyed into the heart of Black Saturday. The royal coach travelling through fire-scarred landscape before a reception befitting a king at Whittlesea.
I think that's the image. Hermione, Adam Scott, first Aussie to win at Augusta. Fantastic.
He really epitomises Australian sport, doesn't he? Very
So
humble.
good.
Thank you so much, Matt.
See you next year.
Thank you, Mags. And that's 10 Eyewitness News for now. I'm Hermione Kitson. Thank you for your company. Happy New Year and good night.